All right, we're going to be looking at multi-step equations. This is the first part, trying to break it down into small sections. So let me write down the key ideas. The keyest ideas. The first key idea is to start on the side of the equation that has the variable. So for each equation, there are two sides, the left side of the equal sign and the right side of the equal sign. You're going to start on whichever side has the variable. The next idea is to start with the number that is farthest away from the variable. And I'll explain for each example that I do what I mean by farthest, because there's a couple different cases. And that's why I have a couple different examples. And then the last step or key idea is to solve the rest of the equation. It'll at least for this lesson, it'll become a one-step equation that we dealt with before. All right, let's take a look at example 1, and we're going to follow these key ideas, these steps. Start on the side of the equation that has the variable. So here's the equal sign, here's the right side, here's the left side. The left side has the variable, so I'm going to start on this side. Okay, what's step 2? Then deal with the number farthest from the variable. So this is the variable. 5 is really close to the variable. This minus 7, that's the farthest away. That's what I'm going to consider farthest away. So maybe you can write that down. I will rewrite the equation and solve it from there. So first, start on the side of the equation that has the variable. Deal with the farthest away first. So we're going to deal with that 7 first. All right, here we go. So this 7, it's a minus 7. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. And negative 7 or minus 7 plus 7 goes away. I'm left with 5x on this side equals an 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25. Wait. Should be 25. Okay. Then it's a one-step equation. So start on the right side, deal with the equation, start on the side of the equation that the variable is on. That for us was the left side here. And then deal with the number farthest. We did that. And then solve the rest of the equation. So here we go. That just means we divide by 5. Because we want to get the variable all by itself. X equals 5. And if we wanted to check, we could plug it back in. So x equals 5. And then follow PEMDAS in the correct order. So 5 times 5 would be 25. And then 25 minus 7 equals 18. So it works out. All right, that's example 1. Now I chose this example because I want to say that you're always going to think of this as there being a 1 there. This is the same thing as 1y. So I'm going to say these things are the same. So, again, start on the side of the equation that has the variable. Then start with the number that's farthest away. So the minus 1 is close to the y. The 9 will be the farthest away here. So the 9 is the farthest. So that means I will, also, we have to look at the sign of the 9. It's a positive because there's no sign in between here. So it's a positive, so we're going to have to subtract 9 to both sides. So that goes away, and then 18 minus 9 is 9. And then we have minus 1y or negative 1y. And then we're solving. So I will divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. Negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive 1. So I get y on the right side and negative 9, because 9 divided by negative 1 is negative 9. So there we go. That's my answer. So again, the 9 was the farthest away, and this -1, that's the key on this example. The -1, that's the closest, that's not the farthest away from the variable. Yeah. All right, let's do example 3. All right, here we have 6 equals a divided by 7 minus 6. If you know how to do it, you can pause it and do it. Or, I'll give you a hint, the 7 is not the farthest away. So we're starting on the right side of the equation, because that's where the variable is, right side of the equal sign. The -6 is farthest away. So if you want, you can pause it and do it. Otherwise, I'm going to do it right now. The -6 over here is the farthest, so I start with that, plus 6. Let's do red, plus 6, plus 6. So I'm moving it over. That goes away, and then +6 plus 6 is regular 12, or positive 12. And then it's a one-step equation. So it should be pretty easy. I'm trying to get the variable all by itself, so I will multiply by 7 to both sides, regular 7. So 7 on the top, 7 on the bottom, cancels out to 1. So you can write 1a or just a, same idea as this. If there's nothing in front, it's actually a 1. I'm just going to write a. And then 7 times 12 is 84. So a equals 84. And you can plug that in if you wanted to. 84 divided by 7 is 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. So that works out. All right, let's do example 4. So the reason I'm showing this example, again, is to point out which one is farthest and which one is not farthest. So let's look at our steps real quick. Start on the side of the equation that has the variable. That would be this side. So on the left side this time. And then deal with the number farthest from the variable. So what I'm going to say, or explain to you, is this -4 is closer to the x than the -3 on the bottom. So the -3 would be the farthest. That's because we're doing, well, it's actually like a grouped, this division is a grouping symbol, which would be further in front in PEMDAS. But that, I'm just going to say, for this type of problem, this -3 is the farthest, this is not the farthest. So that's what I wanted to point out there. I will rewrite the problem, and that way you can see how to do it. So if I'm dealing with this, this -3 first, because it's the farthest, and it's dividing, so it's x minus 4 divided by -3. So to undo that, I would multiply by -3 or -3. So times -3. So -3 on the top, -3 on the bottom, cancels out. I get x minus 4 equals, and then 9 times -3. Well, 9 times 3 is 27, and a positive times a negative is a negative. So we get -27. And then it's a one-step equation. Now I'm trying to get the variable all by itself. So this -4 I have to get rid of by undoing the -4. So that's +4 and +4. So I'm moving it that way. So that cancels out. I'm left with x on the left side. And then we get -27 plus 4. So we have 27 negatives and 4 positives. We have a lot more negatives than positives. How many more? So we just subtract 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. So the answer here is -23. So those are the types of problems that I want you to understand for this section. In part 2, we'll look at some more multi-step equations. But that's it. Have a good day.